Hello, good day. How are you today? My name is Gina Inatimi and I'm taking the subject mathematics. And today we are going to be learning about algebraic expression in mathematics. We're going to be learning about algebraic expression in mathematics. Okay, are we ready? I hope we're with our book and our pencils or pen to learn. Okay, let's move on. We're going to be using examples to learn about our algebraic expression. Okay, now this says simplify the algebraic expression. What do we mean by simplify? First of all, what do we mean by simplify? We will say simplify is an expression in another way to say solving a mathematics problem. To say what? Solving a mathematics problem. When you simplify an expression, you are basically trying to write in the simplest way possible. Okay, we are basically trying to write the equation or the mathematical problem in the simplest way possible. At the end of the equation, when you get your answer, there shouldn't be any more adding, subtracting, multiplying or dividing left to do. That is what simplifying means, to make the mathematical problem less. Okay, now what do we mean by algebraic expression? Algebraic expression, it's also like same idea, except the algebraic expression has variables. It has what? Variables or letters. It has what? Variables, or is also known as letters. It has what? Letters in your expression. So basically, you are turning a long expression into something you can easily make sense of. Okay? Basically, what we want to do is to turn an expression or a mathematical problem into a simpler thing we can easily make sense of. And just so we know, we cannot add variables and numbers together, meaning we cannot add letters and numbers together. Okay, good. Now let's move on. Through our examples, we are going to be learning how to simplify the algebraic expression. Okay, let's go. Number one, we have 5x plus 8x. We have what? 5x plus 8x. The two numbers have a variable attached to them, right? The variable there is x. Remember, we said variables are letters. The variable in number one question is x. So the question said 5x plus 8x. What are we going to do? It's easy. We are just going to add 5 plus 8. So we're going to do what? Add 5 plus 8. When we add 5 plus 8, what is our answer? 13. And we have our x there, right? So we're having 13x. We're having what? 13x. Very good. Now we move over to number 2. Number 2 is 15x plus 5x. 15x plus 5x. What are we going to do? We are just going to add our numbers together and x. So it will be 15 plus 5 and we're going to get our answer. 15 plus 5 is what? 20. And we add our variable to the number because there's a variable in the equation. Am I right? Yes. So our answer is 20x. Our answer is what? 20x. We move over to number 3. Number 3 is 30y minus 25y. 30y minus 25y. So in our number 3 question, the variable there is y, right? Our variable can be any letter. It can be what? Any letter. It can be Z, it can be A, it can be B, it can be D. Any letter you choose to use. So in this equation, our variable here is y. So we have 13y minus 25y. We'll just have to minus the numbers and we'll get our answer. If you minus 25 from 30, you're going to get 5, right? Yes. So we say our answer is 5y. Remember to put your variable because the number you're solving has a variable attached to it. Okay, let's go. I hope we're understanding our lesson and also enjoying the lesson. Number 4, we have 13x minus 3x. 13x minus 3x. What do? We just minus the numbers and we'll get our answer, right? You will just do 13 minus 3. We'll get 10 and add our variable x. Okay? Do we understand the equation? Yes. Good. We move over to number 5. Number 5. We have 3x plus 21 minus 5. This is like a different equation, right? 3x plus 21 minus 5. So what are we going to do first? We are going to check if our number have variable, and we can see that it's only our first number that has variable, right? And the variable there is x. This second part doesn't have variable, just numbers. And remember, we said we can't add variables and numbers together, right? So this equation, to simplify it, we'll just say 3x plus with then minus 21 minus 5, because we're trying to make the equation simpler. Okay, so we'll do 21 minus 5, and when we do that, our answer is what? 16. Our answer is what? 16. So this expression being simpler is 3x plus 16. We can't add 3x plus 16 because 16 does not have a variable. 16 does not have a variable, and not having a variable, it does not have x as its variable. Okay, so we can't add both of them together. Remember at the beginning I said variables cannot add with numbers, right? Good. So these two can't be added together. So this is the simplest this expression can go. Can we move on? Yes. Okay. Well, number 6, we have 4x plus 2y. 4x plus 2y. Now, this is also a different equation, right? It's also a different equation. These two can't be added because they have different variables. They do what? Have different variable. No, they can be added though. Because they do what? They have different variables. The first number has a variable of x and the second number has a variable of y. So it cannot be added except this sign was a multiplication sign, but we haven't gotten there yet. We're in addition and subtraction. So these numbers cannot be added. So the simplest form of this number is still the same, 4x plus 2y. Okay, do we understand? Okay. 7 says 9x minus 8y. 9x minus 8y. Like I said, because they have different variables, they cannot be subtracted. Okay, so our equation, our answer remains 9x minus 8y. Do we understand? Okay, very good. Our next question is 6y minus y. 6y minus y. Okay, so what are we going to do here? We are going to minus. They have the same variable, right? Y is close to 6 and we have y here. This y here also represents 1. If a variable is on its own, it represents 1. It does what? It represents 1. So we'll say 6y minus 1 is equals to 5y. Is equals to what? 5y. So I hope we understood our equation that we just did of simplifying our algebraic expression. Did you understand our classwork? Okay, very good. I would love for us to practice more examples. Okay, to practice more examples. We have here 5x plus 8 minus 2x plus 5 is equals to what? We have to solve this equation. We have to do what? Solve this equation. So how are we going to simplify it? We'll first of all take common numbers. Or and variables that look the same. Okay, we have 5x here and we have 2x here, so we will bring them together. We'll do what? Bring them together. We'll write 5x and minus 2x. Okay, we take the sign in front of the number. minus 2x. So we write 5x minus 2x plus 8 plus 5, because 8 and 5 they don't have variables though, so they come together. So what are we going to do next? We solve it. So we do 5x minus 2x will give us what? 3x. And the next one is plus 8 plus 5 is what? 13. So we have 3x plus 13. This is our answer. This is the simplest form our answer can get, because the equation said we should simplify this expression, and as we simplified we got this answer. Okay, very good. I hope we understood the lesson. Now we'll move over to number 2. We'll move over towards number 2. Number 2, we have 3x plus 5y minus 9x plus 7y. We have to find the simplest form. We have to do what? Find the simplest form. So how are we going to do it? We are going to take the common, we are going to take the lookalike, the common numbers with the same variables. With what? The same variables. Let's go. We have 3x here and 9x, so we bring them together. We write 3x minus 9x. Remember, you are taking the sign front of the number together. Okay, then we add our plus sign and write 5y plus 7y. So what are we going to do next? We are going to simplify it. We are going to what? Simplify it. Okay, let's go. We have 3x minus 9x. What is it going to give us? If we minus 3 from 9, it will give us minus 6x. It will give us what? Minus 6x. Then what do we do next? We go over to the next variable, 5y plus 7y. It will give us what? 12y. We move our plus sign and say minus 6x plus 12y. This is our answer. Or another way we can write it that can also be correct is 12y minus 6x. We carry the 6 over. Okay, so I hope we understood this lecture. Now we're going to do another example to understand better. We have our number 3 example. Number 3 example. Okay, so let's go on. We have 5xy. Now we can see that here there are two variables together, right? There are two variables together, right? Okay, 5xy plus 6x squared plus 8xy minus 9x squared. What are we going to do first? What are we going to do? We're going to first of all take the common variables together. We have 5xy. Where else do we have 5xy? Sorry, where else do we have the variable xy? We have it here, 8xy. So we are going to bring them together. We're going to write 5xy plus 8xy. Then what are we going to do next? Look for another number that has the same variable. Okay, here we have 6x squared. Then we also have minus 9x squared. So we're going to bring them together. We're going to put our plus sign and write 6x squared minus 9x squared. Now, this is not the simplest this equation can go, or this mathematical problem can go. So we're going to do what? Add the same variables together and also minus the same variables. Okay, so we're going to do 5x plus 8x. What is it going to give us? If we add 5 plus 8, we'll have 13xy. We'll have what? 13xy. So 5xy plus 8xy will give us 13xy. Then we move over to our other equation, 6x squared minus 9x squared. You know 6 cannot minus 9, right? If 6 minus 9 will give us a minus, right? And in mathematics, when a plus sign and a minus meet, it becomes minus. Okay, so 6x squared minus 9x squared to give us minus 3x squared. So the simplest form of this number 3